Good afternoon. It is 4 o'clock. Just running a little bit behind. Oop, wrong. Oop, clicked on the wrong thing. Not yet. All right. Sorry about that, folks. It shows I'm live here. Let's see if I can find myself live on my page so that, excuse the sniffles, so that I can see any comments being made. But I'm not seeing it. Am I live? I am live. Why am I not coming up? Let's click refresh. Sorry, I'm babbling. There I am. Yay! So, all right. So, welcome to Teach It Tuesday. Today we're doing Fun Fold. And I'm excited to share this one fold with you that it's one of my favorites actually. And it's called the back fun fold, and I learned it from my friend Patty Bennett, and ever since she showed it and demonstrated on her website or on her blog, I have loved doing it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to be using our Winter Meadow or Meadow Winter. Let's see, Winter Meadow DSP. Or pattern paper. I'm going to be using this card. I'm going to use a different pattern in the Winter Meadow, but this pattern I used Blueberry Bushel and Spruce, Shaded Spruce. And I just loved to use. I also used the Spotlight on Circles, or Spotlight on Nature for our circle. And I'll show you how this works. And this is why it's called a back fold, because you fold back this one tab to open up and show you the inside of the card. So it's funny when you look at the dimensions of what you cut and where you score, you would never think that this fits into a standard envelope, but let me show you, it really does fit into a standard envelope. I'll put this one right in here. And there you go. It fits into a standard envelope. So I can't wait to show you how we make this, and all of the dimensions and all of the supplies that I used for both of these cards. I'll list them on my blog. You'll find them tomorrow morning. And along with the video that will be on my YouTube channel. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll put this off to the side and I will show you what we're doing. Okay, this is your standard size card base of 8.5 by 11, but then I cut it in half, so it's 8.5 by 5.5. Wow. Can tell it's been a little bit for me. So this is fun. I feel like it's been forever since I've gone live with you guys. And so what we're going to do now is we have 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to cut it off because our dimensions are actually 5.5 by 7.5. So I'm going to go ahead and look for the 1 inch mark here on this side. That way I don't have to open the arm, although I'm going to have to open the arm to do the scoring. And then I cut off 1 inch. So our card base is actually 5.5 by 7.5 inches. Now let's go ahead and open up our arm for our paper trimmer and score so that I can show you what we're going to do. Is we're going to score this now at 3 1/4, 3 1/4, and then 6.5. All right, there's 6.5. And there is our card and all the scoring that we needed to do for it. All right, now let's go ahead and show you what our DSP is, and I'll tell you the measurements. And like I said, all these measurements will be on my blog tomorrow. All right, we have one DSP that is, I have everything written down, and I had my stamps covering it. This DSP is 3 by 5 1/4, and that goes on the front. Then we have another piece, and I'll show you a tip on this one. This is 3/4 by 5 1/4, and it goes on this small panel here. And I'm going to show you something really fun. If you're like me and you like everything lining up and being all matchy sometimes, this is a great tip for you. All right, now the inside You can do just one sheet of the white if you like, but I like to mat it. So the first layer for the inside is 3 by 5 1/4. And then the second piece, the white piece, is actually 2 3/4 by 5. And then we also have a piece, and what I did is I took the back side of this DSP that we're using, and I flipped it over, and I like it because it's complementary. It's the same color scheme, but it's not the exact same pattern. And we're going to put that as our decorative piece on our inside panel. Then we're also going to use, I'm going to use 2 of these deckled circles. One is 3 inches and the other one's 2.5 inches. But you can use any shape you want, but you want them to be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches or 3 inches wide, because they form this flap that holds down the front of the card. Now this one's a little bit bigger. Let's see, this one is actually, let's see, this is bigger. It is 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So, hey, Angelique, how are you? Welcome from St. Louis, Missouri. Wow. So let's see. It has got to be, what, 6 o'clock for you, Angelique? So I'm hoping you're enjoying this. Are you finished with making dinner? Or, I mean, I have to go and get dinner started after this. So we're going to do chicken and rice and some other fun things. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to making our card. All right. So let's go ahead, and this is how we're going to fold it over. We fold it, fold it in half like this on the score. Where's my bone folder? I'm missing my bone folder. So I'll just go ahead and use the ruler and rub it down. Fold that down. And then this tab, we're going to fold it backwards and rub it. And I just dropped, oh, there's my bone folder. Yes, 6 p.m. there, haven't started dinner yet. Okay. All right, we're going to fold it like this, and that's going to give us the back fold on this. So is the weather nice out there, Angelique? I know right now in California, in the Bay Area, we're getting ready to have what they call an atmospheric river come through, and it's supposed to be raining starting tomorrow for like the next 7 days, right up through to Thanksgiving. So we're looking forward to it because we don't always get a lot of rain. All right, let's go ahead and put our first piece of DSP on. We're going to put it on this front panel. And I love these colors. It's Lost Lagoon, and there is some grays in this as well. And it gives it that soft, some wintry feel to it. All right, I'm going to open this up so I can see this line, score line here, and the card edge, so I can line these up and center it. We're going to go ahead and center that right there. All right, and then we're going to open this up, and we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and apply our gray, and this is smoky slate. We're going to put our gray down first. We'll get the inside of our card done, and then we'll go ahead and stamp and get the rest of our card done. We're going to center that on this inside panel. And because I'm not putting my head in the camera, it's sometimes a little hard to see the center. It looks, yep, that's centered. Now, I always use this piece is, I think it's 1/2 inch by about, I don't know, I think it's 6 inches. And I usually like to go that route for putting the edge on so that once I adhere it down, I can then cut off the overlap or the overhang. But more often than not, when I cut, if I cut it to the exact length of this, unusually warm today, but enjoyable for November. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we went from really nice weather to all of a sudden it got really cold. But that's okay. I don't mind cuddling up with blankets and turning on the heater. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and glue this on. And this one I'm going to use my liquid glue and just put a little bit along the edge there. And then we'll go ahead and glue this on. Now, like I said, it's going to overhang a little bit, but that's fine because that way we can get it so it's the exact same length as this cardstock. Because otherwise what happens is I usually end up cutting it and it ends up being a little too short, and then you can see the white, and I don't like that. So we're going to go ahead and cut these off now. And we're going to go ahead and see, you can see I didn't, let's see if I can move that a little bit. Sometimes there's some give with the white glue, and I like that for when I'm placing pieces like this, and I was able to move it just a little bit because it was sort of showing the edge of the white. All right, let's go ahead and put this down, and then we'll be done with the inside of our card, because I like, and this is a personal preference, and mainly because I do a lot of craft fairs as well, I actually like to just put my sentiments on the outside of the card and leave the inside so that a person can write whatever note and they can personalize it however they want. So I typically don't put sentiments on the inside of the card. I decorate it with designer series paper or pattern paper, or I, let's get that adhesive off with this adhesive eraser, or I use a stamp to decorate the inside panel, but not this time. All right, so let me show you what I did. Let me give you my hint about this outside. Probably should have done the inside first and then moved on to the outside because I'm jumping around. But what I did is, because this piece is 3 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and this is also 5 1/4 inches tall, I just cut my piece of paper. If you look at it, you can see how everything lines up. I cut my piece of paper at 3 3/4 and 5 by 5 1/4 so that I can cut off this 3/4 piece right here, so it lines right up with the design that is here on the side. And that's even more noticeable with some patterns, not necessarily with this one, but more patterns that are more, there's more design to it and it's closer together. I don't know how to describe it. It's busier and there's not as much white space or negative space on it. So let's go ahead and glue this down. All right. A little bit of adhesive here. All right. Do I have enough down here? No, let's put a little bit more down here. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and now we can line this up. It will center it and then line it up also so that the tops and the bottom line up with the paper on this front panel. All right. So let's go ahead and set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment, and we're going to decorate this a little bit more. With this card, I used some embellishments, and I believe it was my tinsel gems that had the blueberry bushel, and I used that to decorate this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually use the Christmas tree stamp from our online stamp set called Iconic Imagery. And I'm going to use, actually, I'm going to also use the sentiment Grateful from that as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to use Lost Lagoon. But first I'm going to stamp, before I do the decorating, let's make sure we can fit the sentiment on there. And I'm going to use Pebbled Path because that's one of the colors. You love this. Yes, this is one of the, this is a favorite DSP. I didn't buy it the first time, Angelique, but the second time I started seeing more things done with it, I'm like, I have to get it. So I actually bought 2. But this one, Pebbled Path, is one of the colors that coordinates it with it so well. So I'm going to use Pebbled Path for my sentiment. And I'm going to center that word Grateful right on my deckled circle. All right, we'll set that aside so I don't get ink all over my arm. And then we're going to use Lost Lagoon to stamp our tree on. And our tree is a two-step stamp. There's a solid and then there's an outline. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Lost Lagoon for both, but I'm going to do it, I'm going to do second generation or stamp off for the solid portion of the Christmas tree. So I'll tap my ink ink up my stamp, and then I'm going to stamp once on my paper and then stamp again. And you'll see a very light image. And we're going to do that a couple different places. And I'm just going to decorate. Yep, we'll do one more over here. I like stamping off and then creating it. And then we're going to take our Lost Lagoon and we're going to do the outline stamp in full strength. And we're going to line this up, and I'm going to try and line this up without putting my head in the camera. So hopefully that works. And so we can outline it. And it sort of mimics a little bit the Christmas trees in our DSP with the dark and lighter colors of Lost Lagoon. And I really like this color. It's a beautiful Christmas color. I never thought of it as Christmas color. I always think of your greens like garden green and shaded spruce as being really pretty. You know what? I think we need to add another. Let's add another one because I've got an open hole there, but it's going to be the bottom of the tree. But anyway, this is a really pretty color for Christmas. I never thought of it, gave it much thought. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to layer this on here. And I think I'm going to pop it up. So let's go ahead and get our foam adhesive sheets. Excuse my reach. I'm going to get a foam adhesive sheet. I need a little bit bigger. If I have to. Oh, there we go. This is the perfect size. I'm going to pop this up with my foam adhesive sheets. And center that in the circle of my smoky slate paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over, and right in the center between going vertically, so from the top to the bottom, halfway between the 5 1/4, I'm going to adhere this, but you want to make sure that you don't get outside of on this paper, and you want to make sure you don't go past a certain spot here, otherwise it will glue the card shut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over like this, and I'm going to see where the end is, and I'm going to grab a pencil, and I'm going to make a very slight mark. You can see a very light mark here. I'm going to make sure I only do adhesive to the left of that. So let's go ahead and do adhesive to the left of that. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And then we're going to fold this over and we're going to attach it right like that. And there is, we're going to see if we can turn it just a little bit. There we go. And there is our back fold card, fun fold. It's a back fold because you have to fold this portion back in order to open the card. And let's go ahead, you know what? I think our snow needs a little bling. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of I love the rhinestone basic jewels. So we're going to add a few little jewels just to bling it up a little bit. Just a couple. And I like to do it in groups of 3s or 5s, but I think that group of 3 is just perfect. So there you go. There is our fun fold today for Teach It Tuesday. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know. Let me show you. I'll show you the card that we made and then the sample card I had before. And I would love to know in the comments which one's your favorite. Is it the Blueberry Bushel or is it the Lost Lagoon? If you're watching a replay of this, I forgot to mention, if you're watching a replay of this, you can comment and let me know which one is your favorite in the comments on YouTube or here on Facebook, if you're watching it on Facebook. And I would love to know which one's your favorite. I really can't choose, but you know what? I'm going to go, for me, I love the Lost Lagoon. Angelique, which one's your favorite? I would love to know. So let's see. in the meantime, while I'm waiting to see, okay, what we're going to do also, I'm going to let you guys know, usually I write it, but I don't have my big pen to write it with. But if you would like the dimensions for this and to watch a replay, you can always go to www.stampin with Jenn, that's Stampin with 2 N's and Jenn with 2 N's.com. Hey, Pam, hey, Pam, my cousin, thanks for joining. Angelique, you love Blueberry Bushel as your favorite. Oh, that one is beautiful. I do like it. I love the how the Blueberry Bushel and the Shaded Spruce really pop against each other. I think they're beautiful. But I also love the settledness. I can't say it. Anyway, I love how quiet. I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm not sure what it is. I love the how soft. That's the word I'm looking for. I love how soft the Lost Lagoon is, and that's why that one is so pretty to me. But anyway, you can go to my website, stampinwithjenn.com, and I'll have all of dimensions. Hey, Tracy, welcome. I'm glad you joined us. We're just finishing up, but if you want to watch the replay, you can head over to my blog tomorrow at www.stampinwithjenn.com, and you can find all of the dimensions and all of the colors and all of the supplies if you are curious and you want to make this. And I appreciate you joining me. I will be live again on Friday for Fun Friday. Usually my friend and partner in crime, Tammy, joins me on Tuesdays for Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny, but she was feeling under the weather a little bit today, so she wasn't able to join. So she will be back. We will be back next Tuesday for more Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny, and looking forward to it. You like them both, Pam. I'm glad you like them both. So I'm so glad that you were able to join us. For those of you guys don't know, Pam is my cousin in Florida, and I haven't seen her in years, but we've kept touch over Facebook. So I'm so thankful for Facebook because it's gotten me back in touch with so many family members that live far away. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I appreciate it. Have a great evening. Those of you who are in California or here on the West Coast, I hope you stay dry over the next week or so. And if I don't get a chance to see you next week, have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you'd like to join me on Friday, I will be back here at 4:00 p.m. Pacific time for Fun Friday. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So tune in and let's both be surprised. So have a great day and a great evening. Thanks. Bye-bye.